I am back. Oh my goodness, I'm so excited. Normally I start at the beginning of the school year, but as many of you know, I'm not a principal anymore. I actually work for Golf Credit Union. So I'll talk about that a little bit. But tonight we'll be reading Ella Learns to Dance. And she's been on before, and I have her. So I'll bring Miss Anthony out. Hi, Miss Anthony. How are you?
Hi, Dr. George. How are you?
Fine. So, do you remember the last book that you read on Tucked In Tuesdays?
Yes, I do. It was A Home for Sally.
Home for Sally, the little dog, right?
The little dog, the little special needs dog.
Yes.
Yes.
And we absolutely love that book. Got lots of likes for that book. So, Ella Learns to Dance. So, tell me, I never read them in advance. So, when I open it tonight, it'll be the first time that I've heard it, seen it. So, tell me what inspired you to write Ella Learns to Dance?
Okay, so one of my motivations is I like to write books that speaks to the hearts of children. And so when Ella Learns to Dance, it is about an elephant who wants to learn to dance. Now, the problem with Ella is she's an elephant, and elephants are considered the most graceful creatures or anything like that. And then even so I won't tell that part because you're going to read that part. But I just
Okay.
wanted to encourage children and possibly adults to follow after their dream. So I guess that's about the wholeness of the story because you watch Ella's journey when you're reading how she goes from one spot to the other spot, how she has to learn how to overcome her own fears and her own insecurities about becoming a ballet dancer, how she has to overcome the negative comments by her friends, and then even by the ballet teacher who looks at her a little strange. And so with children, sometimes they want to accomplish a goal, but they have people who are not as supportive. Sometimes it could be friends, sometimes it can be an adult, but they have to learn how to push past all of the noise, outside noise, and believe in themselves and to accomplish their dreams. So that is what Ella is about. She is accomplishing a dream.
Love that. So I see you have a little card and you sign
Yes.
happy reading. And for your book promotions, reading, speaker, and more, please visit Stenetta and you have your two websites there. So I'm
Mhm.
going to start reading the book and then we'll talk about it a little bit in the end. And we have a couple of comments. They're back. Hello, Ava, Ari, and Pop Pop. Yes, it's glad to see you
Oh,
back again. So he said amen. So they've been faithful watchers. He's been waiting for me to come back for a while. So I'll get started reading. Ella loved watching the ballet dancers as they twirled around on tiptoes and leaping into the air. She would sometimes become breathless while watching their graceful moves. And there she is. And I love that she's watching experienced people. When Ella told her friends she was joining a ballet class, they laughed and said, "Whoever heard of an elephant that does ballet?" However, Ella decided she was going to become the best, most graceful, twirling, spinning, leaping ballerina anyone has ever seen. I like her determination. Ella was greeted by Miss Davis, the ballet teacher. When she entered the class, who asked, "How may I help you?" Ella said excitedly, "I am here to take ballet class." Hi, David. It's good to be back. David is a fellow author. Miss Davis directed Ella to sit at the back of the class and watch. She waited and waited, but was never asked to come join the other dancers. And I love the diversity in the
yes.
picture. That evening, Ella was sad. She told her mother, "I didn't get a chance to dance in class today." "It's okay," her mom said. "I'm sure you will get to dance soon." The next day, Ella was asked by Miss Davis if she knew how to stand on her tiptoes. No, said Ella, I have never stood on my tiptoes. Hearing her response, Miss Davis told Ella, I need you to practice standing on your toes. And look at her face. She means business. Ella tried standing on her tiptoes, but she kept falling. This is too hard. I can't stop falling. I didn't realize ballet was so hard. It looked so easy. It had been a month, and Ella still had trouble standing on her tiptoes. This was frustrating. As one of the students watched Ella, they asked if she had tried standing on all four of her toes at the same time. Looking at them, she said, I'll try, but I'm sure it will not work. Slowly, Ella stood on her front tiptoes, stumbling a little, then standing on her back tiptoes, stumbling again. Finally, standing on all four tiptoes, she spun around saying, I did it! I did it! Look at you. You're still proud of Ella.
Yes, I am.
Ella couldn't wait to show her friends what she had learned. She stood up on her toes, spinned around as they stared with amazement, as she twirled away, excited about becoming the most graceful ballerina she had always imagined. And that's the end. So I have to ask, what is your favorite part of this book?
Okay, so I have two favorite parts of the book. The end is the best part for me because I watch her as she accomplished her dream. And the second part is where it may not be for everybody, but where she's determined to accomplish her goal. And she struggles, a little bit and with trying to accomplish something, and she gets a little discouraged. And that's a part for me because sometimes when we're walking through life and we're thinking about accomplishing a goal or accomplishing a dream, sometimes we get a little discouraged. And and I guess the other part is with her friends helping her new friends. I'm gonna say her new friends. And sometimes you need help from others to help you in your journey. And I think those are maybe the three favorite parts for me.
So tell me how long it took you to write Ella Learns to Dance and about the illustration. Tell me that because it's always different for every author.
Okay, so Ella Learns to Dance taken me almost a year because I rewrote and rewrote and rewrote. And so some authors, it may not take them a long time, but it taken me about a year just to write her story because I wanted her story to be fitting. I thought maybe it was too short or maybe it was too long, but I just wanted to get the message across about who she was. And with the illustrations, those were done by my publisher, which is Covenant Books, because I cannot draw. I can only draw stick people, but I do know what I want. And so I have to research in that respect. So I do a lot of research online beforehand while I'm writing a story to get a gauge of what I think I want her to look like. And so I have to imagine it, put that imagination in my mind.
So I'm interested to know, when did you decide you wanted to write? Because there are a lot of people that want to write, including myself, but that's just that leap of faith you have to take. So tell me, what was that point that you were like, I can do this, and what inspired you?
Okay, so there are actually two stories that inspired me. So I was an educator for 22 years. So I always wrote, not write, but I always told stories. And when I read a book, I would always recreate the characters, and we would always do that. So I never thought about writing. And I was actually asked by my Sunday school nursery department, and we were all asked a few of us were asked to develop a curriculum for the particular nursery children, and that's what I did. And that's actually how it started. So I never thought about it. And about maybe a year or so later, after writing that particular story, which was my first story, um, I was talking to a friend, which is my sister in law, and she asked me, "Where did you get that book from?" And I said, "What book?" And she encouraged me to publish. I never thought about it because I said, "I'm a teacher. I love my students, and we're going to read all the books in the world." I do not, and I never had to write. But after I wrote that first book and after I published that first book, I'm going to say that writer bug hit me. And it just, I journeyed from there. And so I would read my books in the classroom to my students, and they would tell me whether they liked it, they didn't like it. And so I would get all kind of responses. And so I was a little later, I'm gonna say, in life, and starting writing was a new career for me. So everyone's journey is different.
Thank you for sharing. I have this sweet little girl on there. Her mom, Amanda Baldwin, is our HR director at Gulf Credit Union, and sweet Chloe is on there, and she's waving at us. So can you wave to sweet Chloe? Chloe,
Hi,
this
Chloe.
is, and she has a twin brother, Kinsler. I'm sure he's around there somewhere, and they have a big sister named I call her my favorite Baldwin, but she's Addie, and Addie just turned 13. So yes, that's a big milestone. And then Miss Henrietta is on here. She's a big supporter of Tucked In Tuesdays and everything books. She works at a pre-K campus right down the street, and she's forever talking about books to her kids and giving them away. So, with that being said, where can they purchase this book?
Okay, so it is available online. So it's available through Amazon. Okay, so I'm gonna say it's a little right in the corner. There's a little blue, you have to put it down a little bit. It's a little blue tag on there. And that is a special tag because Ella is not only just a wonderful book, she's an award winning Mom's Choice Award book. And
Oh,
so I'm excited
congratulations.
about that. Yeah, that was a great big award. So she's an award winning book, which makes me an award winning author. And so you can purchase it on Amazon, Barnes and Noble, uh, where else? So I'm gonna say you just kind of research online to different bookstores, Barbara's bookstore. You can just get it online, or if you want to request it, go in the store and ask for it, and I'm sure they'll ship it to you.
Thank you so much. Now I got to tell you my favorite part of the book. My favorite part of the book was that she was in a dance class with humans, right?
Mhm.
So, yes, I do have to stand on two of my toes, but she had four, and she was trying to adjust to what the humans were doing, but she had four legs. And I love the little girl that told her, well, just try standing on all four. And sometimes we try to make people be like us, and we don't look at their differences and embrace them. So I love them that I love the fact that they embraced that she had four legs and that she could still do it even if she looked different. So that's my favorite part of the book. Now I'm going to ask my famous question I ask every author. What is your biggest lesson from your book? What do you want your audience to get? What lesson?
The biggest lesson I want to get is to follow your dream. I cannot say it so much because we all have some type of dream, and some of us get discouraged in following a dream or following a goal. And we have to learn how to turn off the noise from sometimes family, sometimes friends, saying, I can't do, or not, I can't do, you can't do. And you don't look like you could do that. Ella didn't look like a regular ballet dancer. So she looked different from everybody else. And so sometimes we look different, but that doesn't mean that you can't accomplish a goal. So I would just say press forward, follow your dreams, follow your heart, And wherever you can find encouragement to do that, then you find encouragement to do that.
Love that. My biggest lesson that I got from your book, and as an adult, every children's book that I read, I always get a lesson. But it was sometimes we set standards for ourselves, and just because somebody is better at it than us. And what first caught my attention, I don't know how excited, if you noticed how excited I got when I saw this page, and I said, I'm glad she's watching professionals. Sometimes we look at that and we think, I'll never be like that. So you just stand from afar and admire someone when if you may not ever be where they are, but start somewhere to accomplish your goal. So this page right here was like, it made me so excited to see that she was looking at not a friend, not someone that was kind of good, but someone on TV. So I want to encourage everyone, including you, Miss Stenetta, and everyone watching and those that will watch later. If you have a dream, Dr. George had a dream. And if you've ever heard my story, I was a little girl, grew up in a poverty-stricken neighborhood, and people didn't have doctorates. They didn't have degrees. They didn't have nice homes, but I had a J.C. Penney catalog. And from that, we would cut it out and glue the pictures where we wanted it to be. And I built a life in my head. And as I got older, I took the steps it needed to be successful in life. So don't ever give up on your dreams, ever, because everything and anything is possible. So thank you, Miss Stenetta, for joining us. I have a question. Will you be writing another book?
Yes, I am actually in the process. Ella is a part of a series. And so I am writing the second book in her series. And my grandchildren are actually excited about that one because they're going to be some characters in the book. So
I love that. I see Mr. Poncho said it made me think of Misty Copeland. Yes, Misty Copeland. I would have to say that. And Amanda Baldwin. I'm sure that's one of her little saying hi. So
hi.
Hello. Hi. So yes, and I know that you also won the Golden Wizard Book Prize in 2022. Tell us about that.
So that was the first book prize that I won, and I was so excited because it was one of my goals and it was one of my dreams and my heart's desire. That I was like, okay, I want to win an award. So I sought after some and I got them. And that was my first one.
Absolutely love that. Well, guys, you know, when Tucked In Tuesday comes to a close, I always say something to close it out. And I always say, if nobody else loves you, Dr. George loves you. That's Kinsler. I told you he wouldn't be far behind. Hi, Kinsler. So, Kinsler, you're meeting the author there, Mr. Netta. So, there you go, Kinsler. So, what words do you want to leave for those that are viewing now and those that are view later?
Okay, so one word is dream. That's the first one. And the second one is fulfill. And I think they really go hand in hand, just to say fulfill your dream. Never too young, never too old. Just fulfill it.
Love that. And Miss Fehrenbacher, she said, congratulations on your award. And I will tell you this, Miss Fehrenbacher is a retired art teacher. If you need anybody to draw, I'm just saying.
Okay.
Fehrenbacher meets Miss Stenetta Anthony. She's a illustrator waiting to happen. Trust me. Miss Savoy said, we love you too, Dr. George. I have to get this book. Yes, you have to get this book, and I will be glad to read it. Miss Stenetta, I'll put her information on the website so that you can actually contact her. Maybe she'll do a guest appearance for your babies. So she's a. So there
I'm
you
going
go.
to say most definitely. I can do virtual appearances, which I have done, and virtual reads. So just reach out to me.
Love that. Well, guys, thank you for joining. It was our first night. Spread the word. I'll be back next Tuesday, 7:30 p.m. Central, sharp. Mr. Netta, even though you're not a guest next week, please, please, please still tune in. Make sure you share it. And Miss Henrietta Savoy said yes, and Miss Fehrenbacher said thank you. And I don't know if she's crying or laughing, but she put that little emoji there. So you guys have a great night on purpose. And if you know me, you know that means that no matter what comes your way, you're in control of how your day goes. So have a great night on purpose. If nobody else tells you, Dr. George loves you. Good night, guys.